Kidnapping happened yesterday at the house in Howth, County Dublin, where the Guinnesses live. 3 armed and masked men forced their way in and held Mrs Guinness and her 23-year-old daughter Gillian captive at gunpoint. A man who called at the house on business was also held. When John Guinness arrived home an hour later to find his family being held hostage, there was a struggle with the kidnappers, during which he was struck with a gun, but he said to have been only slightly injured. The kidnappers then left, demanding a ransom of £2 million. Mr Guinness is the chairman of Guinness and Mahon Merchant Bankers, whose main office is in Dublin's College Green. He's 51 tomorrow. His family is said to have no close connection with the brewing Guinnesses. Both he and his wife are keen sailors, and some time ago Jennifer Guinness gave this interview to RTE.
The maintenance of the boat is John's, but there are a lot of areas where this overlaps, and usually what happens is John does the preparing of the navigational side of it, and I do all the food and stores, and I usually do all the stowing, because one person has to know where everything is, and this usually takes about 2 days before we set off.
The danger element, how would you assess that?
Well, I think that if you ever stop being frightened of the sea or stop being very careful of it, then you're a fool. I think the more you sail, the more cautious you become, and the more careful you become, and the more respect you have for it, because you never know what's going to happen next or what it's going to do to you next.
Today, Gardaí, conducting the kidnap investigation, met in Raheny Garda Station to discuss their strategy. It was the Garda Commissioner's decision, at the request of the family, to impose the news blackout which lasted all day. Gardaí say there's been no contact from the gang since the kidnapping took place, and no further ransom demand has been made. They say they have no idea whether the gang are criminals or subversives. Checkpoints have been set up all around the country, with a marked increase in Garda activity in border areas. Gardaí have been issued with descriptions of the missing woman and details of the car in which the kidnappers escaped, a beige Toyota. But as yet there's been no sign of any breakthrough, and Gardaí are maintaining that they have very few clues to go on.
Line over the back of the lorry, please.